From the surface, UNC linebacker Clarence Bumpus had the world going for him. Selected as a preseason All-American, he headed into his final year as a Bear with high expectations. But for as many highlights as he was making between the lines, his greatest achievement was done outside of them.
When you can see yourself, like a lot of yourself in another person, you start to remember all the better things about life. And that's kind of what he was for me. He was inspiration.
Justice Cheatham was born June 16, 2011. His mother, Jacqueline Cheatham, was high school sweethearts with Bumpus at Sierra. Distance, however, took its toll on their relationship, and after Bumpus accepted an athletic scholarship at Kansas State, it eventually led Jacqueline to move to Baton Rouge with Justice and prohibit Clarence from contact with his son. As painful as it was to be separated from his son, Clarence still believed that Jacqueline had their child's best interest at heart.
From what I thought, he was in safe hands, and she was going to do nothing but put our child in nothing but the best environments. Obviously, I was wrong.
On June 6th, on his way to work, Clarence received the worst phone call of his life from Jacqueline's mother.
"You should probably sit down." I'm like, "Sit down?" "Yeah, I guess I'm kind of sitting down." She's like, "Are you sitting down?" I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, like, you know, what's going on?" She's like, "The baby's in ICU."
Justice was on life support and 2 days later died at just 23 months of age. The autopsy revealed he sustained multiple blunt force trauma to the head, resulting in skull fractures and brain swelling. Jacqueline and her partner Tiara Dumars were arrested that following Tuesday on charges of first-degree murder.
At that point, I just wanted revenge, you know? So I was hell-bent, and I was on my way to Louisiana just to do as much damage as possible.
But Clarence didn't go. Instead, he made it his mission to bring his child home. After using every resource he could, he finally was able to bring Justice's body back to Colorado. Losing his son has given him a purpose for bettering himself and the world he lives in. This fall, Bumpus graduated with a degree in communications and still has aspirations of playing in the NFL.
I mean, it still gets hard, you know, trying to bounce back and chase dreams when at the same time you know that your motivational factor is not really physically present.
Recently, Bumpus has found a new passion in his life, working with kids.
It was a great release for me because I get to, you know, reach out and touch as many children's lives as possible. And that's through my own adversity and my situations. So it helps numb the pain. I mean, it doesn't completely go away, but it does give me an outlet to actually, you know, get a little vent out and, you know, put children in the right direction.
Jacqueline and her partner are now standing trial for second-degree murder, with their next hearing scheduled in the following months. Reporting from Nottingham Field, I'm Spencer Tillis, Northern Colorado 5. We've all seen the commercials.
No problem, Nate.
I promise to exercise and eat right.
Don't forget 60 minutes of play a day, right?
But certainly never expected it could be a school in Greeley, Colorado. That is, no one but Heath Middle School. 3 years ago, this small school of under 800 kids set out to win their championship. And on May 13th, 2013, they reached their goal.
I think the biggest thing is just to get your face in front of them and speak to them like, hey, if you have dreams, it's possible. Just keep working hard and do the right things.
Enter Denver Broncos star wide receiver Eric Decker. Many fans know of the statistics he puts up on the field in his 4 years in the NFL. But what fans don't know is, when he's not catching touchdown passes from Peyton Manning, he is scoring points for the community by teaching the message of Play 60.
It hits home for me as far as being active, eating right, and a lot of those things help me get to where I'm at. And I think to go back in the community and just tell the kids that, you know, and be a example for them is huge.
Decker spent an eventful afternoon with the boys and girls, playing games, answering questions, and finishing with taking pictures and signing autographs. And while the students may have felt they were getting the best end of his visit, for Decker, nothing compares to the feeling of seeing inspiration in these kids.
The excitement is what it's all about. I love the enthusiasm. I think that's something that really, you know, pushes kids to do positive things, whether it's in the classroom, after school activities at home. It's always good to see the smile on their face.
Sports are like life in a way. Sometimes you come up just a little bit short. For high jumper Ashley Reed, learning how to get back up would come to define her.
I've always had really high expectations about myself when it comes to like my sport and just life in general. And I knew I didn't take care of business the first time or do it right, so I wanted to make sure that the next time I did that wouldn't be an issue.
After losing her scholarship at Kansas for academic reasons, Reed got her second chance at a junior college. There she excelled and eventually earned another scholarship at CSU. But once again, her resolve would be tested.
After our indoor conference meet, a lot of us weren't satisfied with our performances or how we came out as a team, both on the men and women's side.
The Rams used their shortcomings to drive them to a great outdoor season. But just as the team seemed to be reaching their potential, the unimaginable happened. Just 2 days before the conference meet, Reed was hit by a car while walking home. 48 hours before the most important jump of her life, Reed wasn't even sure if she'd be able to compete.
It was a little discouraging because, like I said, just my road to get here, I've been through so much, and I was like so close in wanting to fulfill like my expectations for the season and what I wanted to do, and you can't really do that if you're not able to compete.
Fighting through the pain, Reed would jump her way to a third-place finish, qualifying herself for regionals in Austin, Texas. Struggling to stay focused through the storm, she would earn a trip to nationals after receiving some words of encouragement from her close friend, Olympian Janae Deloche.
One of the things that always gets said to me by Janae is, yeah, the difference between people who are great and people who are just good are the people who really believe in themselves. And after conference, I just kept believing in myself. At regionals, I kept believing in myself. And after qualifying for nationals, I really believe in myself.
After finally reaching this point, Ashley can hardly believe all that she has overcome. But she knows she couldn't have done it by herself.
I know how much it means to all the people who have supported me to get to where I am right now. All the coaches I've been through, all the programs I've been in, and all the people who kept supporting me even in my worst moments, whether it was self-inflicting or freak accidents by getting hit by a car. I've had such great support, and I really want to go out there and do it for them. Quite honestly, I'm blessed to be there, and I'm ready to have fun there, but I know I can do more. I know I can do better.
10 years since Donna and Bob Visacki lost their daughter Christy to a car accident. But time hasn't been what has helped them through the pain. Following their tragic loss, they decided they wanted to create a memorial scholarship to honor her memory. But first, they had to decide where they were going to generate the money.
Our oldest son is the one that suggested a golf tournament, and I love to golf, and my boys love to golf, and now my grandkids love to golf, so it was just kind of a natural transition from, okay, let's raise some money, to how we're going to do that. Oh, let's do a golf tournament.
But in order to hold the golf tournament, you need players. For Mr. and Mrs. Visacki, the response they got from family and friends was unbelievable.
When we were at the funeral, when we came around, I couldn't believe the number of people who were there. In fact, the church was overflowing. And so it made us realize that we have made a lot of contacts and a lot of friends that we didn't know we had made contact and friendship with. So I guess we've made a pretty good impact.
Mm-hmm.
For as rewarding as this whole experience has been, it has been equally as difficult on the entire Visacki family. But through their pain, they have created something more meaningful than they could have ever imagined, and have finally been able to find some peace.
For me, it's been almost like a medicine. It's helped get through, even though it's been 10 years. It never goes away, but somebody said, well, why do you put so much time, or why do you work so hard into this thing? Well, it's my daughter. Why wouldn't I?
Reporting from Fort Collins, I'm Spencer Tillis, Northern Colorado 5.